Hello and welcome to the Law Lab YouTube channel. Here we dissect and unpack everything legal. My name remains Aaron Asiedu Entry. Today we are having a fine gentleman with us, a senior lawyer of course, and we are streaming live from the Apiade Chambers in Dansoman, Accra. And I have with me my senior, Alex Yao Eji. Kanzam. Welcome.
Thank you.
Right.
I hope there was no side Bibi Aboko.
Today we want to discuss something very technical. I think the police chiobia the first thing the person will do and a fee for and say bail. So today we want to discuss bail and understand the types of bail and what you would even need before you are granted a bail. But before that, this video is proudly sponsored by Vian's Groceries, located in Parakou Estate and the Parakou Link. Ope grocery biana okohwa. Their numbers are on the screen. You can contact them. Lawyer, welcome once again.
Thank you.
I think that to the layman, obeti bail, say bail there, where they acquire bail. What do we mean by bail?
Well, okay. Thank you for having me on your law lab.
Sure.
In fact, Natasha,
Wow.
when the day is over and then we are relying on our bets, I try to take a glimpse of it.
Maybe when you're counting your money. Thank you.
Bill, you can't build there. Nina say, who take steps now where you will be a free lawful custody.
Okay.
Now we need free lawful custody in so. Agent was say in the background say be a hiano, and I say any other time or place a hiano or court, and I say police station one, the person will come. Okay. Basically is taking steps to procure the release of a person, a suspect, or an accused person from lawful custody.
Okay.
And indicating that the person will be present at a place and a time when he's needed by the court or the police.
Okay, right. So, lawyer, if I got what you said, you mentioned either said the person will be available at the police station or court. Yes. I just want to ask, which body, is it the police or the court only pay a bit mama bail and in fact, rather, how many types of bail do we have?
Okay. It is a far bail. Over the years, no, it has developed to the point say there were 3 types of it. Okay. Bail pending investigation. I know in previous your friends say police inquiry bail. Okay. That is bail a police for a moment a debema suspect or matching. That is bail pending investigation. And your bail pending trial. As a or move from a suspect to an accused person, are presenting it before a court of law. Until you court no, then court in the man bail say, okay, you trial until court. Now, a die here one I said they be 2 assembly no aba. There's only a bail pending trial. There's a bail a more abra ye assembly court. The last one that over the years is we develop a bail pending appeal. As in the pan ye didn't assembly court ebia a buano a 4. Emma ye dino a bankukum. I have friends say either prison. Now any pan free say oh ebia PM would asem no nsem bi wo a ankoye ebi emra no wa interpreting ye and answer facts bi o consider and say go consider nti wo ya appeal.
Okay.
Nti wo ya appeal la wie no yemfa no say nipa no say o hye ho akopim time e be di appeal na wie a ahwe be che ebi obewie kra appeal na wo twa ye fan say man 1 year na wo twa wie nti ko basa na emra no ma wo kwan say wo ya appeal a wo twen say be di wo appeal no court be ma wo bail. Senebeya will be free if you have about appeal no. Because the system most of you be compile records cry one rat about 6 months and watch 6 months maybe.
Okay.
The law not allow we say be appeal near grant you bail abra you due bail. Say we are successful bail appeal na and go back watch our sentence every.
Okay.
Something 3 times bail pending
trial,
pending
investigation,
yes,
bail pending trial, and the last one is bail pending appeal. The person the first one, police for the point is to be a crime CBR, but yes, will be a kukumobi, will be a say. Say police will to me say any offense and any crime, ni panic suspect. ɔmbɛtumi grant bail anaasɛ ɔmbɛtumi grant bail for a certain crime and others bi wɔ hɔ nso a they wouldn't have the opportunity to grant.
Okay. The year no me the befa every say ye mra pon me no mienu ye constitution ya fa ne say ye de boy ho bra no e kire say uchi obi either you have arrested, restricted or detained the person. Police for mra no mo kwan say mo keep no within 48 hours.
48 hours.
Yes, there's a that pen mienu.
That pen mienu.
Yes.
Na lawyer me gina ho me musa we yo. Ya chi obi ya wada. Fiada your holiday. Monday so your holiday. If I say Easter holidays, Friday, Good Friday, Monday so Easter Monday, and also your holiday. Ya chini pano, be a fiada, menka ya wada. What happens?
Many will say, ye Chief Justice issue practice directions. I am directive said, even po 7 year nipan fundamental rights say would de custody without a court pronouncement for more than 48 hours into no. And your directive papa say there. Even say weekend bar, I say any weekend court many background. My court question over to us as custody and as every man bail.
That's a lawyer when him say practice direction and you binding. It's
binding because on say idea I'm upon a dear money background. It say you can say because of resources are in to implement those things into your fans so intimate. I say ejuma. Tibi another was a menu na or man food na say you making sure say I'm upon us some can obey so. And this idea send the police for the prep you better Friday no be found. No what na because he nim say o man for combat my santi na akoba say they should create avenues during even weekends. So be say if someone's rights of liberty is being curtailed obetimi anya available court be now wetimi I seek redress. Several court in the grant man and I say ungrant man.
The lawyer they all can say Ethiopia.
Bibin thinker more now can say police for offense bia and I say offense.
Member and also but me perceive we this leg. Also within 48 hours. I say yeah they will court.
That is what clear position is that. Say o restricting the background. O detaining the background. And also arresting the background. Within 48 hours, either you present him before the court or the police itself release the person.
Okay.
Yes.
No, watch me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, holiday. Make 72 hours. One for man court. After 72 hours now, the make court. What is the effect?
Well, the issue is that most often when it happens, then you go before the court and you bring it before the court. They will only caution the police officers. But if you really want to take action, the Constitution provides that if you are detained more than that hours, you seek redress by going after the police officer. Nankasa now will detain you more than that period. You know?
Wow.
But most of it, you don't exploit it. You better or be a court and you can say, oh, why did you? Then you give some flimsy excuse. But ideally, at the end, police are or discretion say woman will be bail. Now, Obaka say it be a Sunday or Saturday until you won't money bail. Because what are you supposed to do? You just make sure say who releasing on his own recognizance and now say, oh, my surety about the sign.
Okay.
So that the person will be available in any future time. Indeed, there is nothing that says say be a weekend that won't mean it. And answer say be a bro 48 hours now. If you think that's what the law says, two options. You keep him and then you send him to court after the 48 hours. Or you release the person. Do you feel the only thing releasing the background and then I'm finding court. And within that time, so if you cannot allocate a quarter, any journey, then making sure say over bail bond in such a way say oh you shall now be one. So what I say. And then sureties, no making sure say they should be independent and people of substance. It is a man and I watch him now. Now, when I wear surety, you should be a person of substance. Semi me from one day say be you boom get terminalize and meteta. Oh, substance you can use to allocate me and send me back to the police or to make me available at the police.
Lawyer for the air na mood. Me person me call side me come a police for kakra. The point is macho fear that. Memeneda, Sunday, Monday is a holiday. Mentiment for one court. Tuesday, na me de wako. On the face of the record, my infringing on your human rights. But the point is, back to the question again. Na bonena wedina na crime na wako committing. Me who they say we do mean to mean grant you be to make train the wako court. And I'm a person who say, yeah, offenses be what police for ain't to mean grant bail and offenses be or moving to grant. Into offensive, yeah. Nipa ne kunipa mboa.
The issue is that just suspicion, and I say you are just a suspect as at that time. The police chiwa, and yes, I watch chiwa. Even our constitution, you are innocent until you are proven guilty. The police nigga say, oh, media, because of say, evidence I'm waiting is too huge. Me, I'm the fake you.
No, or chill flagrant delete to feel.
That is it. You say you are innocent until proven guilty, or you say you are guilty. That is, you admit to the commission of it. And you can even do that only at the court of law by pleading guilty, not at the police station. And the same boom now watching me na my police station when I'm Papa police I am back me ya. I know in chance na yebua me efo. Ebe ti number say fastest be a dey cry can share man tiase na magia tum. E ba court etimi sisa. The fact say nipa no wo ka say wo adwimu no police no adwimu fi say we enormous evidence until I will not leave the person. No, it shouldn't be like that. Until the constitution now provide safeguards. Say be me no nyina obi ntimi ka say me dem free say me nsusu ye no too much say nti say me jawo ma wo ko. Ana say me di na empepi no bill no say say wo jai nipa ko no. Until they say either on his own recognizance or there should be a surety.
Remember what goes into bill, but metawase police has discretion on bill on any crime.
Any crime.
Yeah, Martin Pebu versus Attorney General. Martin Pebu versus Attorney General. So all offenses are bailable. There's offense be a bit more bailable, but still na leave discretion with the police and the court. So same with the court. But my point is say, a near baina court ni be jina so. And they are granted bail. What are the ingredients? Where they try say, crachia na baba way, ye carry a bit my bananas. What are the ingredients?
Zero is kind. They say is the rights of the person, and then the court can give bail in all offenses.
Okay.
But sa bail now court in the moment, someone engaging in some judicial inquiry.
Okay.
Exercising their discretion. The court, Mrana in Janisa, Mrana the a crime be out under section 96(5) and the 96(6) of Act 30. It says say nyoma bia say o hwe. Bia ne den ye can say nipa no jana will he be available for trial? Will he appear when he is needed? That is the first thing the court will consider. And most of it, if you are in considering those factors, so almost share other things. Be under the 96, it just will be in background. Does he have good and independent or men of substance surety? So I'm betting imagine how man and I say the background or committee offense be whilst he was on bail before and I say and I say the background didn't you watching me a time of bail and now committee is our offense here watching and I say evidence now a crowd is so strong that he is likely to be convicted now evidence or sentence a crowd in the background. Yeah, the man as too much say say or share sentence no any say obetena ho me di na asem na reasonable person bia betima dey ebunikete adwan
na aya court na kwese wo edan efia wotin because madam for be the judge do na friend baron ono hand dan ti baby o hand dan no ye be consider ka ho ana say o hand dan ye hwe place of abode.
Yes, maybe what no is the first thing normally they consider.
Okay.
The time cry a chill now normally they will, if they are taking your statement, they will write where you are coming from. And in most cases, if you are not able to provide the place of Abuda, any court will exercise discretion against you. Generally, they are very basic attempt. They say, who seeking for bail? You should be able to show, say, okay, me I'm here, I meeting. anaasɛ ha na wohwehwɛ me a wobɛhu me yes nti wo ha dan yo sei na ɛde ɛteɛ nti ɛno deɛ ɛhɔ deɛ very basic thing bi ɛsɛ wo consider nti the fact say yɛka sɛ offense bi a yɛbɛlabɔ nkyɛ sɛ automatic wokɔ yɛ aneɛ de ama nti na mmara no de ato but those exercise of discretion is left with the court to consider those things nti sɛ sɛ police ne kyew hyɛ hɔ for 1 week na wɔn ma obi no aka sɛ bi a ntimi meet conditions bi a da bi that's what presenting before the court. What is preventing police from presenting before the court? Whatever that they have, they should present it to the court so that the court will use these factors in mind. What they have said, Abranti, your money bailer, I just say every one answer. Because normally they do that. Look at the balance between the fact that we're a suspect roaming around and not submitting himself to the justice system as against the personal liberty of the person, which is fundamental, that you should not be curtailed for, unless the reason stated in the Constitution. It is a judge in the judicial inquiry now officer the discretion should be exercised in our favor. Normally they will grant it. If we think say the offense is a bit huge, so an answer is the evidence is so enormous. That's where you are at discretion to indicate with the terms of the bond. Until you bring to say me bail bond terms, yes, I should justify the terms. Because you want justify because you're a man of substance and it's not likely to run away from the things that you have within the jurisdiction. Until normally they do that exercise. Normally say nipa man bail and say man bail.
Now, lawyer, I think say one of the key things and I say you can see you could bail you na to say nkofo keka won sase aye hu bail wo ho no say ye police o say ye court o ye jisika ana yesese wutu sika
the liberty of the person say yenyam buan for nti ye ketele no yento constitution dia mai nyina
lawyer wo say yento
nti yenchesika say because you bail. That is that's the position of the law.
Na in court in Timinka situation be to ho.
Inti scanner will to in satisfaction of bail bond. And yes, all the to liberty no. And yet you ensure say you free wa obeba. And now say unjani. It doesn't mean say all the talk bail no. Inti ne ka say bail bond na terms na wo sign no. Say be ka say surety should provide documents on the property. It be a royalty about 100,000 Ghana cedis. And say, liberty na ye de ma say ye jawo no. Kopim si be do asem. Tiaka with that no. That is why I say say koba say court yes sir bill in shed bond no ma na terms no ye too harsh in pa. Law na mu ma kwan say otimi say aba ho. E be ka say yamam bill there name conditions they are too much. Ama mentimi meti ntinye se otoba ye nhihye ya judge no adwimu no obi asem na ye gi lo hu se esimasi obeba court just to ensure your attendance of the court but not to buy your liberty.
Now lawyer membusa we I think it is tied up to my last question. Point in say police hold so they bit make say to escape to and I court to pen bit make court to bit make say to escape to
no police is who kwan say o share in terms of terms bond now sign and no we keep on mentioning to escape to most often even the amount you hear it's not that they are ordered to pay it there. Normally it's about providing a justification say when the person absconds or the person is no more, we can fall on these things and in place of you producing the person.
Okay.
In case biana say what any amount just say nipa to escalate. There are certain times because you be deposit this amount, but in sometimes you are not depositing anything, but you're only providing maybe properties, documents on properties are worth that amount. But maybe the person at and say sign your man who providing in satisfaction of your bond. And yes, all they talk with liberty. But it's only to ensure that you attend.
Now, lawyer, nipa no, say nipa no de ampa. wakomete yachino or your suspect. Ye baili no. Ye de saa clause says it ye bibi two se fa documents ba. Fa ne se ne de ne ko yiska. Ye di assembly wie na George Ampa ne ho son a. Obi tuma ko jini sika.
Obejina de.
Obejina simple.
Obejina simple kra.
And then go for the savings and loans.
We will make your application to the same court. Now, omo releasing your man now. If you are campa, even during trial no crime, so if you send your man we are to court to ensure your attendance. There has been changes in circumstances that will make you consider other things, or you need those things. If you are getting the passport at all, in fact, it's a case now or a PhD and answer or a master's or outside. Now he has to attend maybe graduation and his presence is needed. As any passport, in that kind of passport, you are right about court. Oh, my passport here is the imam deposit or court. So that I can secure my visa for this travel. Because you know, small ones with man is a Aquanian no coba. At any time, yeah, I beg circumstances that make it necessary, you can apply for those access to those things.
Lawyer, me person we are say. What a bail bond and at terms, it is a non near my better true. Bail bond, a day. Any view, Memetihui, a be a madam for George Ampa, or could bonnet. My command bail, yes, and a surety. Me command bail, not Utilo, we're gonna go say. I feel many about me and I said, what is the implication? I want to understand the bail bond, no. Then a terms a become. And surety so maba me hu ne mobo se me ni ofri se hwi wa bankrai me ne na na epem so samato makobele na fedi wotido me na menim se
asema beto well edi se me chemu abayi ni say okay you even when it comes to the granting of the bill now on it can be say on self recognizance as I just said so one kasa na bia me ankasa na ya chenya. The police will look at me as a person. They will be and they will say, and then lie. And I said, there are certain social ties or what. There's no way he will not. The likelihood that he will always be found when we are looking for him. Yeah, requesting for any surety. That is me myself signing my recording. That's a man I'm signing bail. So I will be granted the bill based on my own recording. And you want a third party. It be any two and now back. I say, Nippon be general say, oh, I see mercy. Me general assign bail bond. It's a cobase unuha. Me made I will ensure his attendance to the court or to the police station.
Surety.
And only your friend say, or a surety. And surety, yes, he said, a bit of say surety, you say unjustified, and I say it should not be justified. And you can say justify and maybe sir. Sikabote though it is 100,000. And they just said they have to produce either the 100,000 or documents covering a property, either movable or immovable. That is worth that 100,000. They just said no, or justify yes if I go to court and I say general police station.
But they say me care yeah, nobody go to baron.
The do the big person. Cover car and I say cover land and now dine now they are got to. And they do also and justify. Then you justify no one's when you need to know my sign say, oh, as mercy. You general man na the cover say Muhian or court and Muhian or police station deliver. Those are the things that because when it comes to those way born.
But the point is, see my court justify me the meka ya koto so me ankasa fa say you justify my kosan ya manipa no. Nipa ya dwan.
Enti empem kanen no na nke nse nipa ni dwane saa na yetimi be faw. But he said, yes, anti-Sabio. He said, anti-Sabio. He said, anti-Sabio. The only thing is that they have to forfeit the things now. Or the a better court. And I said, and the police now, and I said, prosecution should take steps to forfeit and your man or the NBC. The guy said, okay, we're joining now opportunity that you look for the person. Opportunities that will make sure you bring the person now one thing, then they will fall on it, but they won't fall on your person. As a nakan in next year now, nanki itimi etata one kasa in person to replace the person. They say the Supreme Court say no a young constitution and your more year through.
Nanga we do kitra ko we na makuna apontre ni beti.
Say Eluntina say won say bi a yachi obi. Na ansana who be appear as a surety for the person. That's why we background say the nipa am go jama money. Is it the likelihood say you be a obetime bu nkete mu ana? Ana say won dey. Oh you be a me hian say me dey ne kwa. Menya ne nako. It's very important because a lot of people have had issues with their properties when it comes to an absconding of a suspect and I say an accused person.
So, counsel, the person may see we are seeing. To say, my understanding is on the police inquiry and the bail pending trial. And the watching you now bail pending appeal. The meaning and one tear say, your mom, your sentence order that your mouth conviction. No, could bail pending appeal now. Would that prison and I will make his application now say, Ubi, you say, well, castle per se. We bill pending appeal na keke. And I know pono. Oh yeah, on what grounds on pony beating us amount. So
you do assembly na court a boa of far. Na your man was so chia. If you find say I can say 6 months imprisonment. You do account someone. Now why procure workers no one say judge has more kind say be different idea. We did hear say judge na a mistake.
And also someone going away.
Say you are not you directly, you are one kasa. And now so me say me a lawyer. It is ye accuse me go through. Me anga say me analyze that say. Obi won so the convict no afa the judgment. Wadi copy ni nua ba aja be hu lawyer. Lawyer na kem no say adi we there fundamentally judge no we analyze the fact in or there is a patent error of law judge na committee. So you are convicting under even a non-existing law. And as a law require convicting under and has been repealed by judge na who know either or convicting back law. It is one of the ground that over file notice of petition or appeal and as notice for appeal. Then you make the application. And most of you, because you are in custody, somebody can sign the application. The affidavit in attach of the application for you. Now I'm about court. On the day you can be brought by the prison service to the court. Now we say, oh my lord, as soon as you are convicted in 6 months. But you hear judgment now, there is this error judge in the committee here. And now you hear appeal now records and here compare with now for 26 months now. The same the personal liberty yenkete no kwa abraye ni grounds bia ntino. The woman say court and atwe so after say di na sema wie there. And so you need free if you say ho maye. Na India say be we. Nti one ground say judge na committee and a patent error of law and as error of fact. Second one to here reason am di chire mu na say our judicial system is very slow. Nti looking at the sentence I dey many background.
Odi akora.
One way appeal ni be right for hearing crowd no watwa wie. Di embassy am 1 month. One way compilation of appeal could be 3 months. Indeed, appeal ye have a some person say, go watch our sentence. General Sal, because they went my lord, mammy pie, Sabaya, means spend the sentence. If you want one ground, say, any background, you need his personal presence to help his lawyer, to confer with his lawyer. There are some certain cases, as a lawyer, in your personal conference. If you are going to the prison, but there are certain circumstances of a case that court in because where if you say the person should have his liberty to be able to confer with his lawyer until a man in bail pending appeal. And these are some of the things that over the years through cases like Fenview Republic, normal develop here, waiting a jinaso a bail pending appeal, not judges in the best or waiting like I say, PA. And found say you do 2 months. PA. But hardly, most often, they will grant it. Hardly. But it's possible and they have been granting it for other people. But just that the threshold is very difficult as compared to ordinarily bail pending trial and then bail pending investigation.
All right, lawyer, you better was. I say my viewers have really gone through a proper legal education or they are back on level. Maybe they'll say be a word, final words be out in my hear him say, there is a Abuso. Na mobile.
Benda wasise won so ma ye konya na. Eni ati watifo nso aka bibi kakra fa se de emra ho nsem. Se de edi kankan ne ye nya de se ye tobe ye ntiaka. Nti mprempi no se wo police station na ne ko ba se se wo di bibi to form ansa no ahwe ne ye. Go yento is your fundamental right that is guaranteed by our constitution. Yes, you tiaka. And just say utiam. Bill ye free. Sanders among for the tiase. The moment you say be I team the two one. Say be ya be show attendance no. Until the ma terms and the bonds ba home. As a ultimate sign. The you know me said yes. Be ensures that this fundamental right of all citizens no everything about say then be manifested within our lives. Let me boy say be ya me no yen restrict you yen detain you unlawfully maybe within the accordance with the law. Design and mechanical charter.
Lawyer, okay. That was it. Thank you so much. Don't forget that this video was proudly sponsored by Vian's Groceries. Omo Paraku Link. Ewo dome nti ope any grocery be ewo Ghana has the free UK, the free USA, Vietnam, Burkina baby ubenya bi wo omo numbers on screen so contact them. And I must say remember that do not leave all your matters to God. Take some to your lawyer. Jede bia na obeja wasema manyame. Fe bi come our lawyer. Or lawyer so didi. Me da must makram.